Hello, and welcome. Whether you're watching this live or recorded, welcome to day 2 of the 5-day Just Do Nothing challenge, where all you have to do is just do nothing, listen, and follow any instructions that I might give you. If you missed day 1, I suggest you go back because I talk a little bit of an introduction there. Yesterday we talked about brain waves, and we did a bit of a body scan meditation. So if you want to do that, then go back and listen to that first. So today we're going to talk about different ways you can meditate, and how you can begin to quieten your chattering mind. And then we're going to do a couple of affirmation based meditations. So lots of people don't really know what meditation is, or mindfulness. They just think it's sitting still and doing nothing. Well, actually, the secret is it's not just doing nothing, and there are plenty of different ways that you can meditate. So the other thing we talked about in day 1 was the alternatives to meditation that evoke the same theta brainwaves. So if you're dead against meditation, then you might want to listen to that. But if you are curious about meditation and you don't really understand what it is, perhaps you've sat and tried and gone, I just can't keep my mind clear and my mind's too busy, this is not something for me, and you start to have an inner voice that's quite negative, like I can't do this and I'm useless, I can't even meditate, which is very, very common. So you just be aware of that and try and understand why it is that you have resistance to space in your life, and maybe there's a reason behind that. And that's certainly something that in my resilience work we dig right into that. So the different ways, I've always said there's kind of 3 main ways, but I would probably go for 5 now. So the first thing that you're probably most commonly know of is focus-based meditation, and this includes breath work, so where you're focusing on breathing, and we are going to do a bit of that on day 5, I think. The body scan that we did in day 1 was focused, so your mind is being given something to do. So your chattering monkey that's in your head, that's busy writing shopping lists and worrying about work, you're giving the monkey a task to do. So it might be that you're giving it a task of scanning through your body, or some people like to focus on a candle, or but you're occupying your mind. So that is focus based. That's having a focus, and that can actually be moving as well. So some people liken things like Tai Chi and Qi Kung to a kind of moving meditation, because you're having to really focus on the movements that are happening. It's very good for your prefrontal cortex, and it's very good for things like if you're struggling with memory or overwhelm, then focus-based meditation is a good one for you. The next type of meditation that I want to talk about is visualization, and this is inviting your chattering monkey into a story. And tomorrow we're going to do, for most of the session, a visualization where you just sit back and do nothing, and I tell you a story, and you provoke your imagination to come up with a few helpful things. Another type of meditation is mantra based. So those of you old enough to remember the 60s and 70s, you would have heard of transcendental meditation. This was something that the Beatles were really into. And it's very different to any other type of meditation in that it exercises the whole brain, and there's lots of evidence to suggest it's very, very healthy for overcoming stress, trauma and burnout. So what mantra-based meditation is, it gives you a mantra, and this is the same as transcendental meditation is based on mantra-based. A mantra is just a short word that you repeat, or a series of words you repeat. You might have heard the word Om, which is kind of like the comedy version of meditation. You see people when will be sat like that, cross-legged, going Om. Repeating Om is quite a common mantra, but there can be other things too. And we are going to do some mantra-based, and it won't be Om. But what you do with the mantra-based meditation is you're letting your monkey run wild. So whilst you're focusing on repeating the mantra, you say to the chattering monkey, off you go, have all the fun you want, think of what you want. And it's very interesting, I find this works incredibly for me, is when the chattering monkey is given the license to just talk, it sometimes just shuts up. Well, sometimes you realise it hasn't got much interesting things to say. So that's mantra. So focused, visualisation, mantra. The fourth one is compassion based. And this is a very different type of specific meditation that is around gratitude, and it's very, very powerful. It impacts lots of parts of the brain, but in particular where your empathy sits in your anterior insula, right in the middle of your brain. So compassion based, which is also some people which are missing from a lot of our lives at the moment. Prayer is a type of compassion based meditation, if you want to say that. It's about being grateful, being compassionate, and that's something that there's a lot of in prayer, of being grateful for things and wishing people well is a strong part of that. And I think, frankly, we don't do that enough in our lives. We spend a lot of time thinking about what we haven't got rather than being grateful for what we have. So that's an important type of, if you're suffering from burnout and maybe compassion fatigue, or you're finding yourself a little bit irritable with minor things, or things appear trivial to you, then that might be a good route for you to explore. I have got some compassion-based recordings that I will share. Another type of meditation, I call it emergency meditation. So this is what we will do in a minute, which is 3 breaths and grounding. We did this in day 1. Why do we do this? Why is it good for us? So it immediately resets our body. So we have something in our nervous system which, when activated, sympathetic nervous system is when we're activating in stress mode, when we're in crisis, when our essential functions are shutting down. And if you take 3 breaths and you ground yourself, it's a bit of a trick because it switches on your parasympathetic nervous system and it gives a sign to your body that says we are not in peril, we're not in stress, and we're safe. So by taking those 3 breaths, you instantly, it's like Control-Alt-Delete, you reset yourself. So there's a biology behind it. It's not just a nice thing to do. It will slow your heart rate. Your breaths obviously will deepen. You're taking on board a nice amount of oxygen. Your digestion will start to reset, and it also promotes tissue repair and immunity. So I was used to, when I was an emergency call handler answering 999 calls for the police, I was used to do my 3 breaths and grounding. If I had a particularly stressful, griefy call, I would do those 3 breaths and it would reset me, ready for the next call, ready for the next emergency. So that's what I call my emergency calm. So how about we do it now? We've got about 5 minutes left of this very quick session. Go see if I can put on some background music. That's not good. I really want that to be on my speaker. So let me have a go. Just nicer to have some music. And sometimes if you're not doing a guided meditation, but you're just being still doing nothing, it is nice to have a bit of music as well. I don't know if you can hear that. So hopefully from yesterday you will be already in a safe space. You will not have interruption. You'll be comfortable. So let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths. So take the first one in right into your abdomen. Breathe in and hold. Slowly breathe out. Feel yourself relaxing as you do. Take another deep breath in. Hold. And slowly let out. And one more time. A deep breath in. Hold. Slowly let out. And as you do, as you let your breath return to normal, just feel yourself relaxing with every out breath. Try and make your body symmetrical if it's comfortable. If you're sitting, have your feet evenly spaced and flat on the ground. And ground yourself. Just be aware now of any sensation or discomfort in your body. And let's just spend a moment drawing our attention to that. And just relax. And I want you to either repeat in your head or say out loud, in a whisper if you like, after me. I can build space to do nothing. And just relaxing on your out breaths a bit deeper. Being still allows me to rebalance. My body needs to rest. My mind needs to rest. I'm safe. I breathe in calm and good health, and I breathe out anything that does not serve me. When chatter interrupts, I send it gently away. Breathe in fresh energy and release the old when I breathe out. I can build the space to do nothing. End with a long, deep breath. Well done. And well done for investing in yourself. This is so important to me. Tomorrow, in day 3, we're going to enjoy a visualization. So before we start tomorrow, make sure that you're comfortable and not interrupted. In the meantime, if you want to get in touch and to know any of the many ways that I can support you, if you want to book, for example, a 10-minute free resilience clarity call, I am really passionate about supporting others and helping you to build your inner strength to overcome some of the challenges that as I've done. Otherwise, I'll see you on day 3 tomorrow. Bye for now.